I love the dance party because I love to dance and I love to sing and I love songs. Fun day was the best day ever. Sing and dancing and songs are my favorite because my dad plays music. I like Fun Day because there were bouncy houses. I like the bouncy houses because they make me feel like I am on a cloud. On Fun Day, we saw the BMX show. That was my favorite station because they did some cool tricks and they did a backflip. On Friday 5th, it was Fun Day. I went on the Spider-Man bouncy house. I had a lot of fun. I also went on the slide. My favorite is Bubbles and Chalk. It makes me feel like I'm an illustrator.
The most favorite thing in Fun Day to me was the BMX show. Oh, the riders did awesome tricks like backflips, turns in the air, and hopping on one wheel. When I saw the BMX show, oh, it reminded me of the first time I rode a bike. That was my favorite thing in Fun Day.
My favorite part of Fun Day was the BMX show because they did amazing flips. They went higher and higher. My class and I were cheering very loud. I had so much fun.
My favorite thing at Fun Day is the bouncy obstacle course. I love it because it was so fun falling and bouncing. Oh, right, it was pouring and the steps were slippery. The obstacle course had a mini slide at the end of it. There was like a tube that is the part I love.
On Fun Day, my favorite was the bouncy house. I saw a character, his name is Spider-Man. He was in front of the bouncy house. It feels like I'm jumping on clouds. My favorite part at Fun Day was the bouncy house because it feels like you are on the clouds. It is rubber and bouncy. Spider-Man was on the bouncy house. Fun Day is the best day. I went to Six Flags with my family. When we walked inside of Six Flags, we went on a roller coaster called Superman. Then we got on the ride. The ride it started moving fast. Then the fire popped up. The the ride that goes upside down is my favorite because Superman is my favorite. My favorite thing on Fun Day was the BMX show. When the second graders were in the gym with the kindergartners and the first graders, I think Corey was the best rider. It made me feel excited. They did cool tricks. On Friday at Franklin Elementary School, it was Fun Day. My favorite activity was the dance party. The DJ played the music. I liked it because I dance all the time. The music makes my body flow. Nothing else. On Friday, it was Fun Day. The station I liked was the BMX show. I liked when they were doing flips and other tricks. They were cool tricks. I feel like I'm doing the tricks in the air when I was watching. On Fun Day, my favorite was the Spider-Man bouncy house. It felt like walking on a cloud. It's bouncy, it's rubbery, it's fun to bounce. in a bouncy house.
My favorite thing on fun day was the bouncy houses. I went on the Spider-Man bouncy house. I did a backflip. I felt happy. I went to Legoland Water Park on June 5, 2015. My mom and I went on a big water slide. There was a lot of steps. I was a little scared because it was very high. The line was a little long. My mom told me not to look down 3 times. It was time for me to go down. I was a little less scared than I was before I went down. I went, it was dark. I was down finally. Miss Farr one day was the best, and Miss Fagan class was versing Miss McClouch's class. One Fun day was the best day ever, and the last part is the dance part. You get the sponge, you put it in the water, and you squeeze the sponge out, and I feel the water like I wash my hands.
My favorite station was the sponge race because we get the sponge, then we squeeze the water out of the sponge. We put the sponge back in the bucket. Also, I saw a man spray us with a water gun. I got wet and so my class too. That is why the sponge race it feels like I was having a cool drink. When I went to Fun Day, my favorite thing was the big slide. When I went on, it felt like I was flying so high. I liked the dance party on Fun Day. It had a DJ and it was cool. I did the worm. I liked the song up Uptown Funk. There were a there were speakers and it was fun. The second thing I liked was the BMX show. I had I had so so much fun watching the professional bike riders do tricks. Plus, of the bike one of the bike riders did a big front flip with his bike. An, another bike rider did a backflip with his bike. Fun day was the best day. Best day was the best and favorite day of my life. The third thing I liked was the bubbles and chalk. When I was blowing a bubble, I felt like I was inside a bubble floating. Fun day is the best day of my life. I felt bad for the people who stayed in the detention for Fun day. If they know they were going to get in trouble, why did they do it? Fun day was the best day of my life. On Fun Day, my favorite part was the bouncy house. The bouncy house had Spider-Man on the front. It was springy, it was squishy, and it was not that big. I felt like I was on an ocean wave. My favorite thing at Fun Day was the bouncy house. The character on the bouncy house was Spider-Man. He was red and wore a red suit. The bouncy house was my favorite because I felt like I was in the sky.